Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Our big focus, key talks between Iran and the United States on nuclear issues began on Friday as delegations led by Iran's Foreign Minister Abbasaraki and US President Donald Trump's Special Envoy Steve Witkov met in Oman. Iran is being represented by Araqchi, while the United States side is being led by Envoy Steve Witkov. Oman's Foreign Minister al-Busedi has held separate meetings with Araqchi as well as Witkov and Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, according to a statement from the Omani Foreign Ministry. The Omani Foreign Ministry has said the meeting so far have focused on preparing the conditions for resuming diplomatic and technical negotiations and Tehran's nuclear program. The talks follow a turbulent week during which there were earlier plans for regional nations to join the talks in Turkey. Joining us live at this point is of course, a special panel. But first, we are getting some breaking news coming in. The indirect negotiations process has began around 11 a.m. Iran time, we are told, on Friday, following weeks of heightened tensions between the two adversaries. Regional countries, particularly Turkey, played a key role in easing tensions and encouraging both sides to reopen diplomatic channels. During the first round of talks, Araqchi, who's leading the Iranian delegation, met with his Omani counterpart and host Badr al-Busedi. This was followed by a meeting between the Omani Foreign Minister and US Special Envoy Steve Witkov. Iran's Foreign Minister and his team reportedly were seen entering then a second round of consultations with the Omani FM as indirect talks with the US on a nuclear agreement continue. As per Iran's Tasnim news agency, the second round of talks between the Iranian delegation and the Oman FM has now ended. Ambassador Yogesh Gupta, former diplomat, is joining us live. Ambassador Gupta, indirect talks continuing on, of course, resolving the standoff in Iran between the US and Iran. What do you make of these talks and the way they're going so far? Ambassador Gupta, can you hear me? Okay, I think we're having some trouble there with this connection. Major General Dhruv Katoch, are you there with us? Defense analyst?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Major General Katoch, yes.
Gupta joined also.
Of course, we are learning that the second round of talks also now finally has ended. That's the big news coming in from Muscat, Oman. What do you make of the way the talks are going so far and the fact that these indirect talks are finally happening after multiple delays?
Thank you, Uday. Uday, the first thing is that the very fact that the talks have started and we are getting onto diplomacy instead of getting onto the guns, I think that is a positive sign. But this is just the beginning. Now, ultimately, the United States has got a few red lines. I will say the US and Israel. And Iran has also got its own red lines. Now, I don't know where that compromise is going to come in, because the Americans and the Israelis, they want Iran to cap the nuclear program. And they want it to be verified. That is one. And number two, they want them to limit their long-range missiles up to a particular range. Now, I think Americans will be prepared to compromise on the missiles. I don't think they're going to be, they'll be prepared to compromise on the nuclear issue. They want them to cap that program. On the other hand, will Iran do it? I think the key question lies there. If Iran is willing to cap the nuclear program, I think there will be peace. Otherwise, in my view, it's going to flare up and you can expect an attack by the US come Israeli forces on Iran. Uday.
Yes. Now,